On your left.
On my left. Got it. Don't say it. Don't you say
On
it.
your left.
Come on! What's up, guys? It's Alex.
It's Quinn.
It's Iconic Comic, and we are back with On Your Left podcast, episode 15. It's been a while since we've done a podcast, but we are here, episode 15.
And first off, we made a video about it, but we want to thank you guys so much on YouTube. 20,000 subscribers. That's awesome. We can't do it without you guys, so thank you guys so much for that. And if you're listening to it on the podcast and you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, what are you doing? Head over there, subscribe, and if you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to the podcast, go over there and subscribe there. Plug over. So, we are 25 days away from the end-all, be-all.
The ultimate culmination movie of movies.
God, so this was probably about the same time last year we did a podcast on Infinity War predictions.
Yeah.
So I think it's time we do our Endgame predictions. But first, I think we should talk about Captain Marvel a bit because we didn't make a review video. So let's just kind of make it a little quick one in the podcast, and we'll post a separate
This won't
clip.
be quick.
This won't be quick, is that what you said?
No, because I'm going to go ahead.
Spoiler or non-spoiler?
I'm going to go ahead and call spoiler alert.
Yeah, this will be a spoiler because it's been out for 3 weeks, right?
Well, yeah, but you can't really the stuff that I want to talk about. You can't just
Right.
you have to tell what happens.
Right.
So, overall thoughts of Captain Marvel. I enjoyed the movie.
Yes.
I thought it was a good movie.
Yes.
And I think you said it really well. It's about at a Doctor Strange level movie.
Yeah. Like a Doctor Strange, maybe Thor 1 level, close. Maybe not touching it, but right underneath a Thor 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely not Thor the Dark World.
No, it's not even close. It's anybody who's saying that's crazy. But it's also I would say just middle tier. It's middle tier, but that's not a bad thing when you have 22 movies.
Exactly. But a long time ago, I've made a comparison. Every movie is just a stepping stone to the next one.
Every Marvel movie?
Every Marvel movie is a stepping stone, no matter how big it is. Avengers was a big stepping stone. Thor the Dark World was a smaller stepping stone, but we still took a step forward.
Right. And introduced an Infinity Stone.
Right. So we never went backwards, I don't think.
Right.
We just kept going forward.
Right.
Forward always. Always
Now,
forward.
do you think that this is not as much of a stepping stone?
I think it's a middle tier, like you said. I don't think it's as big, especially for an origin story. It's definitely not as big as Black Panther was.
No. But it's about to cross $1 billion, and I said it would. I said Captain Marvel will make $1 billion, and it's about to cross it. So I think that's just the power of Marvel at this point.
Yeah, I think I can't quite put it. Yeah, I can't.
We'd have to write out the whole damn list.
We would have to.
But this is what I will say about Captain Marvel. For me, it did its job. It did its job to introduce Carol Danvers. I thought Brie Larson was really good in the role. All these people who are really nervous about her being what's the word? Unemotional and stoic. If you watch the movie, if you still say that, you're in denial.
You're not paying attention.
She was very bubbly. There was humor right off the bat, the first scene with her and Jude Law and stuff. They were making some quick jokes. I thought their chemistry was actually really good. Jude Law and hers in the very beginning of the movie and stuff like that. Obviously, Samuel Jackson killed it in the movie. The acting, there's no bad acting in this movie. It was just. It felt it kind of felt like a Phase 1 villain type thing where it was pretty easy. Let's just clean this up and go home. Because we know you guys are here for Endgame. Let's just let's introduce her, show you she's a badass, and really other than that, just introduce a little lore maybe. And that's about it.
Here's the issue I had with the movie, and I still have an issue with it. It's the fact that there's more than one villain. But then I don't think...
You have this problem with a lot of movies and TV shows.
I do. And if it's done the right way, I don't mind it. Like when I read a Spider-Man comic, and they more than likely will have more than one villain, like the Sinister Six.
Or Loki, Thanos, first Avengers. He was just lingering. It wasn't like
Thanos wasn't there though. I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? Like that's how you do it, though. If you want two villains, one and then the one above him, you don't kind of make them. You don't kill off one and be like, and here's the next one. Like you build it.
Well, the thing is though, you can do it. They just haven't done it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And with Captain Marvel, they tried to do that, but I love the idea of Skrulls because that calls into question everything that happened. Like, how does Shield really get infiltrated? What was it, Hydra or was it a Skrull? Were Skrulls Hydras?
Again,
is Red Skull a Skrull? Red Skrull.
Again, we're going to get into spoilers here, so if you don't want to hear spoilers for Captain Marvel, tune out now. I didn't mind the twist with the Skrulls because of what they said, that there's thousands of Skrulls across the galaxy. It wasn't just that group of 20. And we don't... Just like humans, there's good humans and bad humans. There's no way the Skrulls are just an entirely... There's going to be some rogues, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the... what was it? From Star Trek.
The Klingons?
The Romulan?
There's a lot of aliens. Like the Klingons are the ones with the foreheads.
Well, they all have foreheads, but
the ridged foreheads. Klingons.
Well, here's what I wish they would have done. Okay.
Okay.
I wish that the Skrulls stop making noises. I wish the Skrulls would have stayed evil the whole time, and then at the end. We realize, can't talk. We realize that Ronan, because you see Ronan towards the end. Well, not towards the end. I guess he was.
They show him a hologram of him.
Yeah, so we know that Ronan is there and he's running an army. I wish Ronan was basically the puppet master for the Skrulls, and you can even have the Skrulls be like his slaves. His pawns, but still make them the villain.
Right.
Also, but then with Ronan being the main villain.
But what I'll say to that is, if you want the Skrulls to be bad, we know that the Kree are also bad. So you're kind of talking about your own problem that you don't like.
I know.
Where it's like you have, here's the Skrulls, they're the bad guy. Oh, we're good with them. Oh, but the Kree are the real bad guys.
But don't be good with them. Like, don't make amends, don't make friends, don't make an ally with the Skrulls. Make them evil. Make them wanting to take over the world. Like, Ronan promises them... an abundance of whatever they want. And I don't know. Just make them evil, keep them evil, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute. The Kree. Now I know you're saying it comes back to the thing that I hate the most, but the thing is, you can do it. You can do it. I'm sure you can. I can't. Like, cake.
Stop.
Listen, you know what's good cake and what's bad cake. You know what's good. You might not be able to make it. You don't know how it's done, but you know what's good. You know what's good and what's bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, you have a taste for villains in movies.
Yeah, or a taste for plot and how the story progresses.
I didn't think it was poorly written. I thought it was written very well.
I thought it was written the best it could be.
Right. With what the story they were trying to tell.
You know what else I didn't like? I'm sorry, I gotta say this.
All right.
So, I'm gonna preface this. I liked the movie. I just,
too.
I nitpick because I have to with a Marvel movie.
If you've ever seen our movie commentaries, we do it during the movie. Like, even the movies that we love, we nitpick.
But when you have a multiple tier villains, like you have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or 3, 2, 1, or however you want to measure it.
Whatever.
The hardest villain would be last. Right?
So to pull off? Or
no.
Like strength level?
To fight.
So like Thanos?
Yes.
So it's like we went Loki, Ultron, Thanos. Like, it's like
that
boom,
was
boom,
a good progression.
Boom.
But then with Captain Marvel, she fought the intelligence, which was nothing.
Well, I think that was the real fight, though. I do think that was the real fight.
That was more of a mental thing.
But I think that was the point. That was the real fight. Because once she discovered her true powers, those other guys are just like people. Really, they're just people with suits. I mean, they have some sort of enhanced abilities, but not even close. So she just blew through them.
But still,
tissue paper.
The fact that the intelligence was built up as this all-knowing, powerful thing. Like, oh, you can't defeat the intelligence. The intelligence is, the coup de grace. But I
don't think she defeated it either. Like, I think it was more like she broke out of it. She broke free of it, like, because she had the thing in her neck that connected it to her. So I think she did. It's not. I'm gonna
what?
Myself, because it's not like the intelligence is like a physical being. So it was more just like breaking free from the chain. I'm trying to think of a
Green Lantern.
No, I'm trying to think of like an example of a similar situation, and it almost reminds me of something in Marvel.
Like if you believe,
where like it's like a mental battle, and then
with Peter Quill and Guardians 2, when he was
a little bit of that.
But that was way better. That was a better fight.
Well, they set it up emotionally better. I think that that's honestly my big like, and I think what my nitpick is, what my nitpick is, will kind of tie into your nitpick. I just think I wanted to know a little more about her backstory. I feel like we got too many just snippets. They did a good job of
snippets.
Snippets. We got a little bit of snippets of her backstory, but and they did a good job of tying some loose ends together at the end, where like they progressed through the movie, showing us little bits, and then they tied together at the end when we got the full story. But I wanted to know more about her.
You know what it was like? It was like they did a Captain Marvel 2.
But I think that's also kind of setting up. That's something you can do in the sequel. You don't want to, again, but we make this complaint all the time about DC. You don't want to throw all your eggs in one movie. So
right, but with Captain Marvel,
I think it could have used a little more. I don't want to know everything about her, but a little more, because I think honestly they're going to do a little bit like what they did with Cap in the first Avengers with her in this Avengers. She's a person out of time, kind of like she hasn't been to Earth in that many years, and we're going to kind of catch up a little bit with her, and she's going to have to adjust a little bit to what's going on Earth and how Earth is now. She hasn't been to Earth since the 90s. So I think that'll be the step that they take there. Now, action was badass. I mean, they never mess up fight choreography in Marvel.
No, they don't. I thought her Kree battle was cool when she was murking Ronan's ships up in space.
Right. But my favorite one, honestly, was when she had the shit on her hands. Like sorry. her hands were bound.
Like, okay.
And she was running barefoot through like the Skrull ship, and she was just like, she kept trying to like heat up her hands to photon blast out of them, but she couldn't. So she was like, do like butterfly kicks and shit and like knock people. I'm like, that was cool, because I wanted to see, like, I don't want her to show up at Avengers and just be like pew 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 pew. You know what I mean? Like, I want her to do some actual fighting. But I thought the story was solid. The movie looked great. Pretty good visual effects. Nick Fury was awesome.
I thought
he reminded me so much of like Pulp Fiction, Samuel L. Jackson for a little bit there. Like,
yeah, I thought he was cool. I thought they captured his character well, because he's not the same Nick Fury.
No, well, when it kind of like they did a great. That's something they did a great job of, kind of like building up like why Fury is the way he is.
Right.
Like they did again, but they didn't give us everything. But they did a good job of kind of like laying some seeds where it's like, oh, this is why it kind of becomes maybe a little untrustworthy or whatever. All right, you're gonna talk about the cat thing. I understand. Like,
yeah. Here's my thing. When he very intensely said, the last time I trusted somebody, I lost an eye. It was so intense, like, ooh.
Yeah, but also, Fury lies a lot. Like, a lot, to the Avengers. And he said it to Cap. And he's lied to Cap a lot.
Okay, yeah, but we saw the cat scratch his eye.
Right.
And mess up his eye.
Right. But remember, at the end, they said, like, Coulson was like, is it true that the Kree
Oh.
gouge her eye out. He's like, I will neither confirm nor deny. So Fury's he's just lying. Like he's like
So he just wants to sound cool.
like a war story. Again, though, there's a part in the movie where they don't show his date of birth, and I'm still like, why? If there's got to be a reason that they don't show it, because if there wasn't, they would just show it. Like if it didn't mean anything, why not just show it when he was born? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about that. But yeah, and post credit scene was badass.
Yes,
With
it was.
the chunk from Avengers Endgame. It looked like kind of like, remember like they did Ant-Man. It was like a chunk from Civil War. Like, it was a straight up scene from it. But we're gonna kind of get into Endgame with this now. But she must show up real fucking early in the movie. Cap's got the beard. Widow's got the short blonde hair. Like, it's like days after Infinity War, and she's there. It was really cool. Like, Widow's like, I want to know who Fury was trying to talk to or whatever, and she turns around and she actually looked different too. She had longer hair.
A little bit, yeah.
She had longer hair, and like when we watched the trailer, like she looks like better for some reason. Not like in a beauty way. Like she just looks like she's more natural now. Like when I watched her in that trailer, she didn't say a single word, but I was like, I buy it. It's just her body language standing next to Thor, and that little smirk they gave her when she was looking at Thor and he had Stormbreaker. Like, that's the Russos right there. Mm-hmm. That's the Russos.
I like this one.
Yeah. All right. But so before we get into Endgame theories, let's go ahead and just score Captain Marvel real fast. I'm going to give Captain Marvel, and I've sat on it for a little while now. My final verdict on Captain Marvel is I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. So it's an average score. Basically.
I was going to go with a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, so a 7 out of 10 for me. Good movie. Right. I'd watch it again. But if I had my pick to watch that or Infinity War again...
Okay, well, would you rather watch, Elmo's Groundhog Play Day or, or Avengers Infinity War? Like, not saying that's Captain Marvel's compared to garbage, but I'm just saying, like, when you compare apples and oranges like that, I want a cheeseburger. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But
Horseshoe, hand grenade, flapjack. And that's why aliens don't eat pancakes.
If you had to choose, which one would you watch? And this, I gave you these two movies. Which one would you watch? Captain Marvel or Cap 1?
Damn you.
Yeah, because my answer is obviously Cap 1. I have been an apologist for that movie for a long time. I think it's very, very underrated when it comes to...
I would honestly go with Cap 1 as well.
When it comes to character... I think they pull off character building better than Captain Marvel did with Cap.
Yes.
But, again, I was just asking you that question because I know how you feel about Cap 1. Now, would you watch this movie or Thor the Dark World? Watch Captain Marvel, of course.
You know what I kind of hope is in Endgame, I want somebody to say Cap, and
they both turn. They both turn their heads.
but that's all I need. I don't need anything like.
But then they look at each other like, huh.
It's like, wait, who's the captain? And then she goes, clearly me.
That's not gonna happen.
I know, but or just something, along those lines. But no, all I needed for her is to look to answer to it, and then okay, no, he didn't mean.
Well, we don't even know if she goes by Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Because they never said that in that movie at all.
No.
So we don't really know. All right, so now let's get into Endgame theories. I'm going to bounce kind of off of Captain Marvel, and this has nothing to do with her character. This is just something I want to see, and this doesn't mean I don't like her, because obviously I really like her and the character in the movie. But I want a scene where she gets her ass beat by Thanos.
Really now?
Because everybody's like, she is the answer, she's the key, and I think they're going to fight Thanos more than once in this movie. I think it's going to be at least twice. I think there's going to be an initial battle and then the big battle. I think the initial battle, honestly, might just be Thor and Captain Marvel going to find Thanos. Because notice, those two were not in that walking shot.
Ooh.
Those two. Well, they're the only ones weren't in that walking shot. So I'm like, I think they're out trying to find Thanos. What if he kills Thor? Stop all that right now. All right? But I want Captain Marvel... Hold on.
Okay.
I want Captain Marvel to, be like, I got this. And then, go towards him, and Thanos just, wham, just like flicks her,
just backhands her,
and just she goes flying, and it's like, oh shit.
And
like,
then
even though Thanos is hurt a little bit, he's still one of the strongest beings in the entire galaxy.
And then Thor uses the Bifrost to get him and her out of there, and yeah.
Oh, what was your like freak out moment?
Ever since I saw it on the cartoon show, I want it to happen now. They're probably not going to do it because it happened on the cartoon show. I want Thanos to use the Time Stone on Thor.
Oh, it's like Asgardians grow stronger with age, and like, oh my god,
bruh. I want it so bad. It's not going to happen because they already did it in the cartoons.
Right. That'd be awesome.
But imagine Thor with a white beard. That'd be awesome.
All right.
You know, I'm sorry. I gotta say this too.
Go ahead.
When we were watching Slifer's video, I was like, man, it would have been really cool for Cap to meet Odin. That would have been really cool.
Like, here's my dad. Like,
like a noble warrior. I can just tell.
And then
you know,
Cap's like, sir.
Like, oh, Steve Rogers, you know,
God,
and you know, he just like even Odin sees him as Thor sees him, as like.
Hold on, I can see a scene or like where he like shakes his hand and like Cap walks away and like Thor and Odin look at each other and Thor's like that's my friend, and Odin's like
it's like. He's cool. You know, he's my buddy.
Daddy's cool. Dad, can Steve stay the night, please?
It's like, can he sleep over? I would fucking cry. I'd laugh so hard.
All right, so let's do this how we did the last year's video of Infinity War predictions.
How it's going to start.
How do you want this movie to open? Now, I'm going to give you two options. Do you think we're going to open with the Avengers or Tony in space? Or Tony on Titan, one of those two. Like Tony or the Avengers. Or Thanos. One of those three.
I think we're going to open up with...
Oh, actually, I have an idea. No, you go ahead, but I have something. Hopefully you don't steal it.
It's going to open up with basically a camera panning around just destruction.
You think there's going to be destruction?
Yeah.
From what? I'm just curious.
The snap. It's
like it didn't really like just like obviously
no.
You know,
but like
planes can crash and
what I'm saying is, you know how in The Walking Dead for like first episode, like take that city that Rick rode his horse to, like, but with no zombies,
overgrown vines on buildings.
Yeah,
and shit
just
like that.
or
sometimes I don't understand why that happens in movies. Like there's overgrown shit. I'm like. On houses, there's overgrown plants. I'm like, that doesn't I don't fucking take care of that at my house, and that doesn't happen. Like it just always is apocalyptic.
There's just it just kind of looks
eerie,
like an eerie silence going through.
Set the tone immediately,
and then but it opens up with that, and then you B-roll it with news anchors like. Going like telling
shocked
shocked what's happening, or the emergency broadcast
that's
eerie. Scary
that one.
But news anchors talking about what's happening very quietly and just.
But they don't even know what's happening.
No, they don't. But they're trying to report it.
They're basically it's the rapture.
Yeah.
Like that, they don't know about Thanos. They don't know about any of this stuff. Like the Avengers didn't make a press conference and be like, "Look, we fucked up. We lost."
It's like we took the L on this one, but we'll
half, probably more of humanity is dead right now. And like, even if my theory is wrong about I think it's half of the universe. That doesn't just mean half of every planet. It could be like separated a little bit. But even if it's half of Earth, right down the middle. Half the people dying on Earth at the same time would cause other deaths as well. Plane crashes, car crashes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, nukes. Like, if someone, was in charge of nukes and shit, you know what I mean? So, there could be a lot of things. But
what if
go ahead.
What if an airplane was flying and then only the pilot got dusted?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right, now you go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I think the movie's going to open up with Hawkeye. I think we're going to open up with Hawkeye in that shot of him with his daughter shooting bow and arrow, and like he hugs her or whatever, and he's gonna, like, I don't know how much time this is going to take or the conversation they're going to have. This is just my gist of the beginning of the movie. And he's walking to the target, and he takes out the arrows, and he turns around, and she's just gone. And then you just see him running, like a shaky cam, like scary shot of him running to his farmhouse.
I hate you so
and like
much.
busts through the door, and it's just lights off, empty. And then
he's going around.
And then the Marvel Studios logo.
Fuck you.
Ooh, God.
What I was thinking was, this is going to be really dark. It's going to open up real dark.
I think this movie is going to be
I'm going to go
dark
off
as
of
shit.
yours. So Hawkeye goes into his house. Like,
no baby. They're not going to do it to the baby. You can't. Don't say that.
what? Okay. What was his wife's name?
Did they say it?
I don't remember.
He probably said it like once.
But he goes in, starts to scream his wife's name, and runs into like their room or the kid's room or somebody, and it's just a pile of dust.
I'll do you one better. Runs into the kid's room, and she's on her knees with dust in her hand, and she looks up, and she's like, Clint, and then she goes.
Dude, I can't deal with that now.
Like, but imagine how in we'd be.
Dude, yeah, I know.
The thing is, you were saying this to me last time when I said we're going to open the movie with Loki's death, and you're going to be like, I don't know if we can do that. And they did it.
That's scary.
It is. I think this movie is going to be so dark for the first hour and a half. Like, yeah. So then, maybe for most of it, to be honest. But
so then he saunders back outside and just hits his knees, and then his phone vibrates. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think the Avengers find him until later. I think the Avengers are like, oh,
okay. I don't know why I said that.
I think the Avengers are going to be like, we gotta, like,
no,
we need Clint.
He finds them.
Well, but why are they in Japan?
I don't know.
Why are any of them in Japan? What's going on in Japan? They're in Japan. I'll tell you what, New York. After the first Avengers, I'm moving. Like,
yeah, I would never live there.
There's too much going on in New York. Like, there's too many terrible things.
Okay, so that's how it opens.
We don't need to go scene by scene. Like,
no.
Stan Lee cameo. That's tough as shit. You know what? I hope it's not. But in a way, it'd be poetic, but it'd almost kind of be weird. As if he was like a dusted person and he came back.
Nah.
Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah, that'd be weird because it's like...
But if they already filmed it, you know what I mean?
I think it's when they go back in time.
See, I don't even know how that... How are they going back in time? Like, I don't know. And why? Why do they need to go to the Battle of New York? Why? And why? Like,
to get the Infinity Stone from...
But then that would mess up the time. Like, that would split off a whole new timeline. Because if they grabbed the Infinity Stone there,
exactly,
none of the stuff would happen. So when they came back, you've seen Back to the Future too. When they come back, everything's different. It's like Biff's got a casino, and like, you know what I mean? Like Thanos has a casino. like it would. I feel like they have to be careful if that's what they're going for, because I don't want a lot of continuity issues timeline wise. You know what I mean? Like, because that opens up a whole bag of worms when you start going time travel when it comes to continuity. I don't know if that's the reason why they're going back. I don't think they're going back to get anything except for maybe information. Maybe information, because it's so weird to me. I don't even think Cap goes back in time. I think Tony and Ant-Man do. Because why the heck is Cap in his original costume from the Avengers in that one set photo we saw, but Tony's just in like kind of regular street clothes. He's not in his Iron Man costume, and Ant-Man's there. I think that's the Cap from the first Avengers. Because his hair even looks the same. You know what I mean? So I don't think Cap goes back in time. I think maybe just Tony and Ant-Man go back and do stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. And they, who knows? They might not even go back in time.
I know. Like, I don't. It's 3 hours long. That's such a long movie, and it could have been 3:30, and I would have been fine.
Those may have been spacesuits, too.
What, the walking ones?
Yeah.
I just don't think they're space. I really don't. I just they're the same exact colors as the quantum realm ones. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The quantum realms, I think, is the key. Somehow, it is the key to this, fixing this. Somebody was saying maybe Scott would have snapped and dusted if he wasn't in the quantum realm, because he was in a place of where space and time really don't exist. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he survived. So there's a key to that.
But people are already gone, so I don't know.
Maybe that's where they went, was the quantum realm.
You're fucking with me now.
I know. So, over under.
Okay, can you? I don't understand this game you're about to play.
It's for, like they do for sports. It's a betting thing. So if I say over under and I set the line, so the line is, say, all right. So I'll use a sports reference. All right, the over under on the Bengals game is, Bengals score 40 points. Are you taking the over or the under when you bet? Which means if you bet the over, they have to score more than 40 points. If you bet the under, they get under. Or if you bet the line, they have to score exactly that. Do you understand now?
Okay.
So I'm going to give you an over under. Thanos' screen time. Over under 30 minutes. Because that's a tough line. I just set it at
30 minutes total.
Yeah, of screen time. In a 3-hour, 2-minute movie.
And half an hour.
It is a lot of screen time.
That's 1/8 of the movie he's in. No.
1/6.
1/6. So an even bigger chunk.
Let me lower that. 20. I'll say 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Over under 20 minutes.
Well, now if I say over, it's like, well, why didn't you just say 30? I don't know.
No, you could mean 25.
But what's 5 minutes? Well, I guess 5 minutes could be a long time for a fight scene.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't, and this could be completely wrong. I just don't know if Thanos is going to be in this movie that much. I might even take the under. I'd say he might even be in this sucker 15 minutes.
I would go with the under as well.
I don't think this movie is going to focus on him much at all. I think it's going to focus on the Avengers. Because the last movie was his movie. It focused on Thanos. This movie is the Avengers send-off, our OG's send-off, and it's going to focus a lot of time on them. Like, I bet you Cap and Tony get like an hour of screen time.
Easily.
Thor, easily. Too. Like, all those guys. Like, because we've only seen one shot of Thanos from Endgame in any of the trailers, and that was his hand walking through that field and kind of limping. That's the only shot we've seen. Now, unless they're lying to us, we know based off the posters that, he's got his full armor on again. Mm-hmm. So there's another scene where I'm happy about that. Not because I could care less what any of them wear, honestly.
It looks cool though.
But the armor looks cool, but he needs it. There's a reason he took it off, because he didn't need it. Because he's with 2 stones, he didn't need that armor anymore. He's like, I'm so powerful that armor was a burden to me at that point. But now that he's hurt and the gauntlet's fried a little bit, and then the Avengers are coming to town, he's like, shit. All right.
Suit up. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be in it much.
How do they reverse? I don't know how they're going to reverse it. Like, how do you reverse that? And does it happen all at once? Like, they all just fade back in? Like, all of them do? And then they do a big circle shot fight scene? Like,
what if they have to be born again?
Wah!
They're all babies.
Stop. Like the baby Looney Tunes.
Sky High. They're all babies.
Stop.
I had it in my head, and
sorry.
I should have said it. No, I interrupted myself.
When they come back, though, do you think the Black Order comes back? And they're standing by Thanos.
No, because they left pre-snap.
Yeah, but I know I'm going back on what I said, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it anymore if it happens. But I think Gamora's going to come back.
Well, yeah.
I don't think Loki's not. Loki's so dead. Because did you see the international poster? The one they really. Oh my god! Did you see it?
Yeah.
I
did.
I want to see it again. But there's something really important. Like, remember how you said the other day, you don't care about posters too much?
I saw it, but yeah, I know what you mean.
So here, hold on. Let me bring it up because I want to talk about it for a second. You can talk to.
But Gamora is
because
dead
she died
because
for a
of the
stone.
stone.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say as you were saying it, asshole. So I could see her coming back. Yeah, that would make sense if she did. If she didn't, I wouldn't be upset. If she did, I would be okay with it too.
And I'm starting to think Vision's coming back. But here's going to be why I'm okay with it. I think Vision's going to come back.
Wanda's going to die?
No, Wanda's going to come back too. But he will have reverted all the way back to his original android self. So he remembers no feelings for her at all. So like she's like, Viz and whatever, and he's like who are you? Like he doesn't remember anything.
Where's Mr. Stark?
Like
he's Jarvis again.
Could you imagine if like Tony? Oh, because Vision's dead right now. Tony re-downloads Jarvis for this movie, and when Tony dies, if he dies, you just Jarvis it's been an honor, sir. Oh God, I would give. Oh, gosh, y'all. I'm so excited. I don't know. Here, hold on.
Yeah, that would be a.
So this
really
is
bad heartbreak.
You saw this one.
Yes.
So if you're not watching or whatever, you can't see it up there anyway. It's got an awesome fucking team. This is better than the American one, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It's got all the Avengers that are alive up there, kind of, and it's the original 6 are in the middle. Thanos is looming above them, but below them are silhouettes of all the dusted or all the fallen.
Right.
There's no Loki in there, but Gamora's in there.
Hold up. Hold the phone.
There's no Loki silhouette, but there is definitely a Gamora one.
I know there's a Vision one.
And that's why I think he's coming back too.
Where's the Gamora? Is she right behind Nick Fury?
Here, I'll try to find it real fast.
Hold on. Now I'm just trying to look and see who they are. That's Falcon, Doctor Strange, Drax. Okay, obviously Spider-Man. Obviously,
yeah.
Nick, Quill, and Black Panther, Bucky, Scarlet Witch. Oh, she's right behind Spider-Man.
Yeah, Gamora.
Doy.
She's got her trench coat.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
But then who's on the other side of Nick Fury? His left side.
Let me see.
Right over his right shoulder.
I think that's Scarlet Witch or
No.
Mantis.
Well.
No, Mantis is there. Who the fuck is that? Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. IDK.
Now I'll have to go through everybody who died. Why is it no justice for Maria Hill? Oh my God.
Oh hell, that might be it.
The hair is pretty long. It looks like Scarlet Witch right there.
I thought Scarlet Witch was more. No, not that far. Right,
Shuri. Everything.
Right, you're going past.
No, it's 100% Scarlet Witch.
You're full of shit.
Look, Groot, Drax, Doctor Strange.
That's Falcon.
Spider-Man, Gamora, Nick Fury, Scarlet Witch, Quill, Mantis.
Black Panther.
Black Panther, Bucky, Vision, Shuri. Okay. So that was Scarlet Witch. God, you freaked me out. I was like, who is that? But that poster...
A new player has entered the game.
And that's why last week you're like, posters don't really do anything for me. That kind of poster does. Because that poster tells a story.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I think... I wish that was a poster in America. I would buy that poster. Put that up on the wall. If you haven't looked it up, just look it up. Look up the international poster for Avengers Endgame, and it's so crisp. And it's 10. And look, I'm not saying the other one's bad, but it's 10 times better. But here's the thing: we haven't seen any of we still haven't seen in the trailers. We haven't seen Cap's new suit, because I don't understand any of this movie.
Yeah.
When's this going to take place? When's it because remember in Infinity War we had some flags, this is going to happen, 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 and then we tried to plant it's going to happen, this time in the movie, whatever, throughout the movie. We try to plant it out. This is when we think this is going to happen. I don't even have flags. I don't know. The only thing we know really is what we see in the trailer. I mean, Tony gets back at some point, which I really didn't care. Like, people were like, "Where did they show that?" I'm like, you really think he was going to die in space? Really? Like, calm down, you know. But they didn't show us him meeting Steve again, which I want to see in the theater. I want to see him and Steve.
I can't wait for that.
God.
I cannot wait.
And they still haven't shown Hulk. Like, and that's
good.
Such good marketing. And
good.
Apparently, even in these 2 trailers and that one Super Bowl spot, this is what I've heard. The Russos are like, don't believe everything you see. I'm like, you bastards! like, come on! Like, which, you know, I kind of like though. Like, if they fake us out, like, because we complained that we didn't get that team shot in Infinity War, but it was a complete fake out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It like faked us out completely. We didn't expect that at all. Or like removing stones from the scenes. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, he's only got 2 stones when he's in Wakanda. Like, we were theorizing. Like, no, he had 5.
It's like, oh, he's there to get the Soul Stone because that's how they talk to the Black Panthers.
Right. God, we were on the Soul Stone in Wakanda train for so long.
Can we talk about Adam
Warlock?
Yeah.
He's not. Well, he's been confirmed. He's not showing up till Guardians 3. He's not going to be a part of the Infinity Saga, even though he was in the comics. He's going to be a Guardians 3 villain. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I'm talking about getting James Gunn back. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because Disney usually doesn't go back on what they say, and like usually when Disney says something, it's like that's final. Whether be right or wrong, we made our decision.
Right.
But they listened smartly enough, and the crazy part of it is they said you can go do Suicide Squad 2 and then come back and do Guardians 3. So this is going to be the first time ever that a director or anybody on either side of Marvel DC is working for both studios at the same time. Because while he's working on Suicide Squad 2, he's going to have to be writing Guardians 3.
James Gunn
He's the link.
He is the missing link. He is the Bifrost.
Before you guys say Joss Whedon had cut ties with Marvel long before he started with Justice League and took that over. Like, that was way after Ultron. Because as soon as Ultron was over, basically him and Marvel, respectively, parted ways because, like, Joss Whedon was like, it's too much. Like, the pressure. And the Russo brothers like, I'll pick that slack up.
like, we got this.
The Russos, like, it's crazy. Like, these are 2 TV directors, like, for comedic TV shows, like Arrested Development. And, like, they directed a couple episodes of Arrested Development. You know what their first movie they directed was? You, Me, and Dupree.
That's weird.
I know, and then...
I love that movie, though.
I do. But now they are the hottest directors on the planet right now. They've made so much fucking money. So they show up, these random 2 brother directors who are only good for TV, and they just completely revitalize Cap with Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. Then crush Civil War, just completely knocked that out of the park. And they were like, well, I think Civil War was Marvel's, like, test for them. Like, if they can do this, we're going to give them the big guns. And it's like, oh, how would you guys like to shoot 2 Avengers movies in 1 year? And you guys get to finish this thing out. And do you think there was hesitation at all from them? Or do you think they just went like, hell yeah, let's fucking do it?
I think they went hell yeah, but then behind the scenes they were like,
this is a lot of work.
Oh my god, I geeked out.
Yeah, but also it's probably like, this is going to be a lot. God.
Because how
much work that is to direct the 2 of the biggest superhero movies ever. Like, it's not even close. It made $2 billion. And then this one will also make $2 billion.
But the thing is, when you watch their movies, you know that they're fans.
Fuck yeah.
You know they're fans. That's why it's so exciting. That's why it's so great to watch their movies.
So, last thing. I know, like, we say, we're theorizing a bunch about Endgame. It's hard.
Yeah, because there's nothing to go off.
Like,
which is great. I love it.
Well, hold on. it might be easier if we just kind of like roll through the trailer in our head real fast, because that's the only stuff we have to go off of is just like some shots.
But then that could be a lie.
It could
be a ruse.
It could be, but
so
that's all we have to go on.
It's a ruse, so get it? Because it's
all right. Here, Cap tightens the shield, grimaces.
He's dying.
Is he dying in that scene?
I think.
Or is it soon?
Wait, no. I think
that's when Tony dies.
He just watched Tony bite the dust. That's because I've never seen Cap that angry.
And he just stood up from his body and tightened the shield, and we are finally gonna. Because we didn't really get it in Infinity War. I want to see Cap Thanos 1-on-1, like in the Infinity Gauntlet comic, where he is the last one standing. And he stands up to him, even though he's a mortal man. And it's his bravery. Like, and I know. And like, he just stands up to him, and he's like, as long as one man stands against you, Thanos, you will never win. And I don't think he's going to say that line, because it'd be like too right from the comic. But I think that's like, and where are they there? Because they're not on Earth, maybe, unless Earth just looks like a pile of shit at that point. Like, and they reverse it all.
Well, they just went through battle.
But
so
I think
it probably looks like
wherever Cap is in that scene is the same place Nebula is when in the same trailer where she like breaks her sticks apart and runs and screams.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like the same background, dark skies and stuff. Is it Titan? Because Titan's kind of weird now with the moon being gone. They kind of like messed up the planet a little bit. Like, we finished this where we started. Like, kind of like Tony says that to him. I don't know,
but when you said like he stands up from Tony's dead body, that makes a lot of sense because I've never seen Cap like that.
Or it doesn't have to be just Tony. Any of them.
Wanda's
already dead.
She comes back and she dies again.
No, I think all this is before any of them are back. I think this is the battle to get them back.
Okay.
Like, he could be standing up from any, like, Thor.
Fuck that.
He'd get pretty mad about that, too. Like, or Widow. The relationship he's built with Widow.
Yeah.
Since Winter Soldier.
He gets mad, and then Worldbreaker Hulk comes out.
Stop.
Go, please go.
Like,
don't stop.
It's like, Widow dies, and then Cap tightens the shield, and he looks at Banner. And Banner, it just comes out, and he's like, Hulk. Smash, like, and he like repeats the line, and then he is like remember in Ultron where he like ape crawls when he's like messed up, like when Scarlet Witch messes with him, and he's like ape crawl, like he is like on all fours running at Thanos, like he's not running like in the team shot, he is like just
bloodthirsty, foaming at the mouth,
and then he does like a fucking Godzilla where he like, or King Kong where he grabs Thanos' jaw and just snaps. That'd be a little gruesome for the Marvel movie. But now that we are talking about it, I think Cap's standing over something bad.
Or what if Hulk just runs and he punches through Thanos' chest, grabs his heart, and rips it out?
Like Drax style in the comics? Chest.
Yeah.
He's the one that does it. Puny god. And then he wouldn't crush the heart.
I don't know, but
yeah, Cap is definitely it's one of two things. It's that, or he's just very, very badly hurt, and he's standing up to give it his last go.
And then he dies.
Now, Tony and Nebula, that's so interesting to me. Those two, because there's a shot in the trailer where she puts her hand on his shoulder.
Yeah.
It's very quick. It's in the first trailer, I believe. And I'm like, Nebula's not really the like sentimental type.
Things are different.
But I think she saw what when she was there on Titan.
Yeah.
I think she stood over Stark and Peter when that whole I don't want to go thing happened. And I think she saw deep down that Stark was blaming himself for all of it. Like that's what I said. Like, there's no way in my mind that he could live past this movie and be mentally okay. If the first Avengers messed him up that bad, and they won, and nobody died. Like nobody like, I mean, people died, but no Avengers died. No, like none of his friends died. Coulson, I guess, but he was traumatized. Like he had panic attacks. I couldn't imagine him living on. I couldn't. Like,
yeah, I don't think he
but
might.
unless it's with a kid. Like, Pepper has a kid.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. There's going to be a lot, and we're going to have 3 hours to watch it all. There's so much.
If we're right about Cap standing over a dead Avenger, I will.
We need to work for Marvel.
I couldn't describe my emotion because I would definitely be like upset at whoever just died, but at the same time, it'd be like that shot of Thor where I'm like, Cap's gonna fuck somebody up. Like Captain America is gonna, like, he's a mortal man. If you shoot Cap in the head, he'll die, but he is going to run right at Thanos and not give a shit if he dies or not.
Dude.
Because he's going to lay it all on the line. And
he's going to lay down
on the wire. and if all right, now did Tony die for Cap? In your scenario, did he die for Cap? Did he sacrifice himself for Cap? If this is the scenario that happens, this has got to be the last 20 to 30 minutes of the movie, right?
Yeah.
It couldn't happen like an hour before.
No.
And then we have, all right, let's wrap this thing up. Like,
yeah. I don't know. I think dying just for the cause. For, like, he dies for the mission, and Cap recognizes that.
Do you remember what I said before we started recording today? And I could reverse it too, but what if when they go back in time, they go to Boromir, and either Cap has to sacrifice Tony, or Tony has to sacrifice Cap to basically get the stone first and reverse it all. Like, he never gets that last one.
But they don't love each other the most. I think Tony loves Pepper more than he loves Cap.
No, let's not get there.
No.
There's no way he'd do that.
No, obviously not.
He wouldn't even take her there.
No, why would he?
It's like they're hugging, and Pepper's like, "It's okay, Tony," and she like pushes off him and falls. Like,
that's stupid.
He would fly
just
after
stop.
her. He would fly right after her.
Yeah, just don't be silly.
But could that happen with anybody? Like, oh, and Valkyrie's in this movie. We haven't even discussed that.
Oh yeah,
because she was in the character posters. She was one of the characters.
Yeah.
Wait, was she in the international one?
Yes. She was. She was on the right side.
Yeah, she's right there. So we were wondering where was she, like, in the first movie? Because remember, Thor says he killed half my people.
She took the other half to safety.
Oh yeah, well, remember, like, the Grandmaster's ship?
Yep.
I think they all got on that ship and left. And Thor was like, "Get out of here. We'll try to take care of it," or whatever. And
didn't.
But her being like, when does she show up? Does she talk to Cap? Does she talk to Rocket? Like, there's so much in this damn movie, and we are 25 days away. Tickets go on sale either tomorrow or Tuesday. April 2nd is what I'm hearing. But I can't believe it's been a year already. It's weird.
I know, it's been a year. That's crazy. Man, oh man.
I'm getting emotional.
Yeah,
because this is like last year it wasn't, but this is the end of this journey
of an epic saga.
Fuck. Like, okay, I know you don't like it. You don't like to do it because you get tired and stuff. But like, sometime to just sit down, just pizzas and beer and Monster, and just fucking do the whole gauntlet. Like, start at Iron Man and let's roll this mother.
All the way to Endgame.
Let's roll this mother. We will feel like diggity dog shit afterwards, but just to do it, like, and say that we did it, like that's got to be a feat, like, of some sort. Like, what is it? It's probably like, it's got to be 2 days at this point, right? Of movies.
Oh yeah.
If it's 22 movies,
easily,
and they're all 2 hours plus. Oh yeah, 3. Christ. All right.
Man, all right, guys. This has been episode 15.
15.
Talking about Captain Marvel review and Endgame predictions.
We got yep, we're just, there's no words really
There
anymore.
are no words.
We got
for
Shazam
Endgame.
coming out this week and Hellboy coming out next week. Hopefully we can get to see those as soon as possible so we can talk about them for you guys. I'm excited about Hellboy a lot, and I am excited about Shazam as well. I didn't want to skip it because everybody would be like, what you say about Shazam? I think Shazam's going to be good. Calm down.
Yeah, I've also heard some good things about Shazam!
I think it's 99% of Rotten Tomatoes.
That blows my ever-loving mind.
I know, me too, dog.
Let's see, what else?
20K.
20K, guys, thank you. Thank you again on YouTube for getting us to 22. Try that again. 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. Our main goal is to get to 100,000 subscribers.
So that we can retire Scotty and put up that nice 100K plaque or button or whatever it is.
The play button, yeah. That'll be really exciting once we get there. So our next goal is 50K.
We'll just put Scotty right here.
Yeah, right in front. Guys, thank you. If you're on iTunes, thank you for downloading and tuning in.
And if you're on iTunes, please help us out. If you're listening right now on iTunes, go leave a review and a rating for the podcast. It helps us get higher up on the list when people search for things, and they'll find our podcast better. So leave a star ranking. I don't really even care what you rate it. Like, be honest with us, and then leave a comment also and review for the show. It doesn't matter, but it helps us out a ton.
And then for those of you on YouTube, make sure you guys like,
comment,
share, and subscribe so that you don't miss anything from this channel. Make sure you guys stay tuned.
Stay iconic.
And cue music.
Holy Grail.